we finally got the official release of the highly anticipated Netflix live-action adaptation of Avatar the Last Airbender. A series that had us all with high expectations due to the success of the original Emmy Award Winning American animated series, which was premiered back in 2005 on Nickelodeon and the Nicktoons Network, and went on for 3 seasons and even got a sequel or spin-off series, The Legend of Korra. If you're one of the many that were left with questions about the ending of the first season of this series, and were also wondering, what's next for Aang and the rest of Team Avatar in the upcoming seasons, you came to the right video, as we will be explaining the ending of it and discussing what the future holds for this series, or in Season 2 at least. Of course, this video will contain spoilers of Netflix's Avatar the Last Airbender, so take this as your spoiler warning. But before we begin, if you enjoy everything related to Avatar the Last Airbender and want to see more content like this, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to this channel, since we will be discussing everything related to this series. Welcome to the Avatar State. In the second episode of this season, it was hinted that something terrible would befall the Northern Water Tribe. In this episode, Aang and his friends traveled to Kyoshi Island so that the young Avatar could get more information about Avatar Kyoshi, so he could better understand the Avatar state and the responsibilities of the Avatar. Unfortunately for him, Kyoshi was incredibly intense about the responsibilities of the Avatar, providing him with a vision of what would come should to ignore his duties. This vision revealed the Northern Water Tribe in flames, under attack from a massive Fire Nation fleet. Aang couldn't just sit by and let that happen, so Team Avatar immediately began its journey to Agna Kella, where the Northern Water Tribe is. Having gone on a series of adventures over the course of the season, Aang, Katara, and Sokka finally arrive at the icy city of the Northern Water Tribe, followed closely by the fleet of the Fire Nation, which are hunting the Avatar. While Katara has grown from an uncertain waterbender to a confident waterbending warrior, Aang still has no ability with this bending type at all, as he spent the season trying to help whomever the group encounters and communing with past avatars, and his old mentor, Monk Gyatso, to try and understand his mission. At Agna Kella, Aang contacts Avatar Kuruk in order to stop Avatar Kyoshi's vision from coming true. Kuruk explains that if Kyoshi showed him the North being destroyed, then it will happen. But since the battle's outcome was uncertain, it was up to him to determine it. Aang explains that Avatar Kyoshi was able to take control and channel her power through his body, and asked Kuruk to do the same. Avatar Kuruk let Aang know that he couldn't do it, because after he became the Avatar, he discovered that dark spirits were on the verge of crossing over into their world from the spirit world. This led him to spend his life fighting these spirits, and because of it, his body was damaged and his soul was corrupted. He also let Aang know that in his condition, he couldn't control the Avatar state any more than he could. Under the ice moon, a moment when the spirits of the moon and the ocean take physical form for a night, the Fire Nation launches its attack. While Katara and the Northern Water Tribe fight to defend their home, the Fire Nation's leader in this battle, Admiral Zhao, secretly travels into the sacred grove of the Northern Water Tribe to hunt the moon spirit, or at least he tries to be as secretive as possible, but is spotted by Sokka and Princess Yue. He then proceeds to eliminate Tui, the moon spirit, with a special knife made in the spirit world. He darkens the moon, seemingly permanently, and renders the waterbenders powerless. Refusing to accept this outcome, Aang sacrifices himself and his power to the ocean spirit, La, which becomes a raging water kaiju, or giant water monster, known as Koizilla, who runs amok. Fleeing, Zhao encounters Prince Zuko, from whom he had wrested control of the mission to hunt and capture the Avatar. The two battle to a standstill, until Zhao reveals that the prince's mission to hunt down the Avatar was just a big sham created by Fire Lord Ozai to keep him out of the way, while Zuko's sister, Princess Azula, prepared to ascend. As Admiral Zhao tries to take out Prince Zuko from behind, the Dragon of the West incinerates Zhao, making him fall into the icy ocean, seemingly deceased, but it's still unclear. With Aang at its center powering it, Koizilla wipes out the Fire Nation's fleet. Katara keeps shouting at Aang, letting him know that they won, and it was over. Princess Yue explains to Sokka that Aang wasn't there anymore, and that all there was left was a vengeful spirit who would roam endlessly looking for its partner, but will never find it. When Sokka insists there must be something that can be done to bring Aang back, Princess Yue gives up the bit of the spirit of the moon that had saved her life as a child so that the moon spirit can live again. Of course, this means she ceases to exist. Seeing the moon return, the ocean spirit relinquishes its kaiju form. Aang then emerges from the ocean, smiling at Katara. As Aang keeps blaming himself for all the destruction, Katara and Sokka assure him that it was the Fire Nation's doing and that they weren't going to stop. Katara then adds that they have to prepare for what's coming, and that he should stop worrying about the past and that he should focus on what he still needs to do. As Aang reflects on Monk Gyatso's words, Team Avatar start discussing future plans, since Aang will start to learn water bending with the help of Katara, and earth bending, which Aang can start doing once they go back to Omashu. Prince Zuko and Uncle Iroh escape, their mission now uncertain. Meanwhile, Fire Lord Ozai shows little concern about losing the battle or the Avatar. He reveals that attacking the Northern Water Tribe was always just a distraction to enable his daughter Azula to take the Earth Kingdom city of Omashu. At the very end of this season, Ozai's sage and advisor shows him evidence that Sozin's comet is due to pass over the Earth soon, which will grant Ozai and his kind tremendous power, which lets us know that there's still a lot more danger to come. To echo Azula's words, what's next? Well, in this upcoming season, we can expect to see Aang start to master the other elements, focusing first on water bending and moving on to earth bending, which will be his toughest challenge yet. We say this because obviously it was mentioned that they were going back to Omashu so Aang can learn earthbending, hoping that King Bumi can be Aang's earthbending teacher. They will eventually find out that Omashu, which was renamed to New Ozai in honor of the Fire Lord by Princess Azula, has been taken over by the Fire Nation, and that King Bumi can't help Aang with his training as he was taken. Aang eventually will find a new earth-bending teacher, which we're actually excited to see in this live-action adaptation, and they will find out about the Fire Nation's secret plan to use Sozin's comet to end the war and finally emerge victorious among all the other nations. As for Zuko and Uncle Iroh, we believe that their storyline will remain the same as the animated series, bringing them further apart from each other. This is due to Zuko wanting to be on his own for a bit, and Iroh, being the understanding uncle that he is, fulfills his nephew's wishes by giving him the space that he needs, with a broken heart of course, because he doesn't want this. But he will still respect Zuko's wishes. Tell us, what's your opinion on this? Did we miss anything? Thanks for watching the video. Remember to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this.